And I'd like to start by showing you this video from Richard.
I'm Richard Glazer, founder of Rock Growth. It's an honor and very fulfilling to introduce Continual Care. They are a product of a healthy and functioning entrepreneurial ecosystem, serial entrepreneur with industry experience, assembling a crew of talented individuals locally, bootstrapping it, obtaining clients with very little investment and effort, being agile and adopting the tenets of lean startup, and also leaning on the emerging assets in this community such as Launch NY, Rock Growth, and now Start Fast to take them to the next level. They have identified an industry ripe for disruption and have already gained traction and validation. So I am very excited to hear the presentation, and I am going to pass it off to the team. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Richard, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mike Kamish, and I'm co-founder and CEO of Continual Care Solutions. CCS is a fast-growing healthcare SaaS company founded and based in Rochester, New York. We currently have 12 paying and referenceable customers and a large and growing pipeline. Prior to starting CCS, my wife and I founded and I was CEO of a company called Biooptronics. We built this company to 100 employees, and we exited about 2.5 years ago to a large private equity firm. The experience at Biooptronics was an incredible one. So we knew as soon as we left the company that we wanted to do something else entrepreneurial. We wanted to find an area that had social impact, huge market potential, and very scalable. And we found that with Continual Care Solutions. One of the first things we had to do was build a team. And we were lucky to be able to come up with a really good one. It starts with Sean Ossent, our president. He was former strategy officer at the University of Rochester Medical Center. Joanne, former CEO of Volunteers of America of upstate New York. Heidi, former VP in charge of Medicare and Medicaid services for several large managed care organizations. And Stephanie, head of quality and compliance for a large human service agency here in Rochester. The problem we're solving is the cost of healthcare in the United States. It's a big problem, big numbers, and an area that impacts all of us. One of the large drivers of this cost is the cost of social factors affecting the at-risk and vulnerable among us. There are millions of people facing having risky problems, facing issues as shown on the slide. And these few areas alone account for about $500 billion in healthcare costs. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are many other areas of vulnerability and risk that impact healthcare costs that have not yet been contained. There are strategies and ideas about how to contain these costs, but the payers need data on the social problems themselves and the agencies that address those problems. Historically, they have not been able to get that data. That's the problem that we're solving. The way we're solving it is very unique. Rather than attacking the problem from a top-down approach, as has been done in the past, we're actually working with the human service agencies that are at the first line of contact with the vulnerable. These are the people in the trenches who are actually making a difference, working directly with those that are at risk and vulnerable, and making it all happen. These are also the groups that have access to the data. Because they're working directly with the clients, they have all the data that the payers need. But again, traditionally, they have not had the tools or the ability or the skill sets to capture that data and do it in a way that it was actionable for the payers. So our approach, our magic, is that we're going to make these human service agencies very productive, very efficient, very successful, so that they want to participate in these data ecosystems. And in the process, we'll be generating the data that the payers need to save money. It's our ability to interact with these agencies and collect the data and do it in a scalable way that is what's making us appealing to the large-scale payers. can illustrate this with a case study of one of our customers, Wyoming County Community Action. This is a rural community action agency, works with families in poverty here in upstate New York. They focus on housing in particular, working with families that have housing insecurity, because housing is the root of a lot of problems. It leads to substance abuse, it leads to healthcare issues, educational issues, and more. By using our system, this agency was able to capture and engage with 20 families just in the past few months and was able to bring them into secure housing. The estimated savings for this kind of volume of families is, as you can see, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now multiply this by our dozen customers that we have now, and every one of those customers is already experiencing case studies and examples like this. So we've already saved the healthcare ecosystem millions of dollars, and we're only getting started. This again is why the healthcare payers are interested in the kind of solutions that we offer. They have the potential of saving billions of dollars into the healthcare system. Our approach to the market is two-phased. For one, direct to the nonprofits themselves, and second, in partnerships and engagement with the payers. As I mentioned earlier, the nonprofits are where the action takes place. This is where we interface directly to those that are at risk and vulnerable. We have 12 paying customers right now and a large pipeline of more. Typically, they're paying $40,000 to $50,000 each for an annual license. And right out of the gate, all of them have been paying. And we've been using this first group of customers as a way to validate our system, validate that the data we're collecting has value, and establishing traction and credibility in this space. Now, as we move into the second phase, we're starting to talk to the payers themselves. These organizations will be 10, 20 times the contract size of those for the nonprofits individually. The payers who see an opportunity to save millions of dollars in healthcare cost will actually be funding networks of nonprofits to use our product and then to aggregate the data and put it in a form that the payers then could use to allocate resources and reinvest in the community in a way that saves them money. We've started talking to these payers already, and we already have over $1 million worth of proposals in our pipeline. So far, our concepts have been very well received, and the kind of feedback we're getting is that finally somebody's approaching this the right way. So this is a problem that's been around for quite a while, and our unique approach of bottom up from the nonprofits seems to be the real magic to make it happen. We're currently raising $750,000 to grow our ARR to $1.5 million within the next 18 months. We've already had an initial interest from Start Fast, of course, as you can tell from today. Also Launch New York. And we have $300,000 worth of stated interest from investors already. So we're really looking for a lead investor who could help us close with the $300,000 and help us fill out the balance of the round. This money will be used primarily for sales and marketing. We have a very strong technical team. We have a strengthening sales and marketing team. And this extra funds will help us expand our reach outside of upstate New York across the nation. In particular, we're already talking to several large networks of organizations, national networks. And again, we'll use this funding to help close those deals. That's a quick overview of our company and the things that we offer. We're very excited about the future prospects and where we're going to go with this. And I hope I was able to convey a little bit of that to you today. And at this point, I'd like to take any questions.